she'd misread that stupid book. Maybe the words had expired over the decades, like a block of cheddar cheese. Or, at worst, maybe Belle could get around the prophecy by staying married in name only. Maybe she could find a way to live at her inn, have her baby, keep a husband she rarely had to see, and forget she'd ever clapped eyes on that magic rule book at all. She straightened up and spun the faucet, slicing the water off at the head. The air vacuumed all the heat from her body instantly, leaving her naked, red, and shivering. She stepped onto the tile, instinctively avoided the mirror, and wrapped herself violently in a towel. Beast was probably still curled up beside the fireplace in the lounge, his favorite spot after the foot of her bed. She made a mental note to check all the locks when she went to fetch him. She'd be fully responsible for those things now. Then she pushed open her bedroom door.
"All that steam can't be good for the baby."
The voice cut through the room. Belle jolted and secured her slipping towel just in time. She fumbled for the light switch, but the tiny lamp it powered barely revealed Donner's silhouette. She wanted to shout out, to scream. "What are you doing here? How did you get in? Do I need to get a restraining order?" Instead, she squirmed her towel a bit higher on her chest, bit down on her rage, and waited.
"So, this is your room,"
he said, less a question than a personal observation. She bit her lip and stared at the bottle of stretch oil on her bedside table. Her cleavage was itching like crazy. She couldn't be pregnant and deal with this.
"It's nice."
Against the pastel walls, Donner was a massive dark spot that the peonies and baby unicorns were trying in vain to squeeze out. He looked closer to 60 than to 36, hunched there, half hidden behind the curtain, which he was kneading and twisting around in his massive hands. Still, there was something poetic about him being in her brand-new bedroom, in what was supposed to be her brand-new life, without the slightest idea she'd just been crying her eyes out over the thought of having to stay with him.
"I would have let you decorate our bedroom like this if you'd asked,"
he said. Belle shook her head, but didn't see the point in arguing. It was harder to hate him when he stopped flexing his muscles and started wearing his remorse. "Donner, I'm tired. Whatever you want, we can talk about it at the next appointment with Dr. Frolic. It's only—"
"Listen to me,"
he roared as both curtains crashed to the floor, revealing a bare window, black glass against the black sky, and a reflection that sent Belle's heart racing. She immediately clutched her stomach. It couldn't be.
"Something's happening,"
Donner said, stepping slowly into the light.
"Belle, something's happening to me."
The expression on his face was one she hadn't seen in years. Sure, he'd looked grim in recent months, but that was all for show, an attempt to swipe a little public sympathy, to make the world forget he'd been screwing his wife's sister. But this didn't look quite the same. Now his eyes betrayed no interior pride. His lips restrained no hostility. Now he just looked sad and alone. Like a child preparing to accept his punishment, Donner began to creep forward. There was nothing particularly menacing about this, but Belle's arm instinctively struck out in self-defense. He stopped abruptly, an undeniable look of shame pasted across his chiseled face. He lowered himself onto the edge of her bed and studied the lavender carpet.
"I'm sorry. I don't mean to scare you."
He raised his eyes and glanced at her stomach.
"Either of you."
There was an impossible softness in his voice. Belle caught herself leaning forward, losing her protective stance. Then she felt a tiny poke from inside her belly. Was that—
"Have you felt the baby move yet?"
The question caught her off guard. "No," she said, not exactly lying. She hadn't felt anything until just now, and that could have been anything. Gas, indigestion, nerves. It's too early.
"Today's 18 weeks. It could be any day now."
Belle's jaw unhinged. He was keeping track? For a moment, she pictured Donner back at Braddock's castle.